I demanded that my boyfriend needs to establish some boundaries with his female friend, because she's super touchy and flirty, but the only thing he's established is that he's super into her. My boyfriend Justin, 26 meters, and I, 23 feet, have been a couple for just over 7 months, though we started dating a couple of months before that. So, in all, I've known him for less than a year, but I'm already head over heels for him and feel like I've known him forever. I know we're still in the honeymoon phase, but I've genuinely never felt this strongly about anyone before and have definitely never thought as long-term as I'm thinking with him. Justin is confident, charismatic, passionate and driven, intelligent, emotionally mature, values his family, is especially kind to children and elderly people, and just has a presence that lights up the room. It also doesn't hurt that he's 6 feet 1 inch, handsome, has a great body, and is an amazing lover. Anyway, the only real problem in our relationship, from my point of view, is his friendship with Olivia, 24 feet, whom he's known since her first year of university, around 6 years. Justin is smart with women, used to attention, and doesn't cross boundaries with them. The only time he comes close is with Olivia, and even then, it's mostly her initiating things. But the way she behaves around him is honestly the #1 source of conflict in our relationship. I'm quite friendly with Justin's circle of friends now and I hang out with them at least once a week, so things can get pretty uncomfortable for me. Things that make me uncomfortable. She is exactly his type, not really her fault, I know. I've seen a few girls he has been with on his social media, and they all look more or less like Olivia. She's 170 centimeters, athletically built, has cat eyes and a pouty mouth, and just gives off a sexy aura. I'm 162 centimeters in shape and have a decent face, but 1, it bothers me that I'm nothing close to Justin's type, and 2, that Olivia is his type. Olivia has always been nice enough to me, but when I first met her, she gave me an eyebrows raised, let's see how long you last kind of look. I admit I could be overthinking this one. She's always finding excuses to touch Justin. For example, she'll brush food off his clothes and face, hello, that's my job, or fix his shirt collar. She also likes to give him back hugs. Once, she hugged him from behind and I overheard her say, "How come you never give me back hugs anymore?" The way she said it was low and whispery, which rubbed me the wrong way. I'm 99% sure an objective passerby could have interpreted her tone as seductive. When I brought it up to Justin, all he said was, "Yeah, that was weird, I guess." She has this cute act she does for Justin when he doesn't want to do something for her. Sometimes, this is probably weird in itself, she'll ask him to buy her something, like ice cream. When he says no, she'll stand in front of him, pout, and make doe eyes. Sometimes, she'll grab him and push him towards whatever she wants, point to it, and do the cutesy act. She greets him by saying, "Hey, you," while winking and pretend shooting him. Justin only listens to Olivia. He's a pretty stubborn guy and doesn't really follow others, unless it's Olivia. One of the things that bothers me most in this regard is an incident that happened at a club. Justin and I were drinking with his friends when another group got into an argument with some of Justin's guy friends. Justin tried to defuse the situation at first, but the other guys were extremely disrespectful, and he was on the verge of fighting 3 guys at once. I kept telling him to leave them alone, but he just wouldn't back down, even after the bartender threatened to call the police. Then, Olivia walked over to him, pulled him by the arm, and yelled, "Stop. You're acting stupid." She dragged him to the bar, and they talked there alone for 15 minutes. I know I probably should have gone to check on him, but I was pretty shocked and angry considering what had just happened. One of Justin's friends noticed me watching and said, "Don't feel bad. It's always been this way with them," which obviously made me feel worse. Yesterday, we went to dinner with his friends. It was warm during the day, so Justin wore only a t-shirt, but by the time we finished, it was windy and colder. We decided to take a walk along the Riverwalk, and Olivia suddenly wrapped her cardigan around my boyfriend's shoulders. He started joking around and posing like a model before giving it back, but I kind of wished he had just given it back to her right away. There are a lot of these small, caring gestures Olivia does for him, things that a girlfriend would typically do. My woman's intuition just tells me that Olivia wants more from Justin than he's giving her. She's sarcastic and rude to him half the time because that's their dynamic and her personality. However, when he's not paying attention to her, I sometimes catch her stealing glances at him. Sometimes she looks smitten, sometimes lustful, and sometimes sad. I think it's obvious she has feelings for him, but when I brought it up to my boyfriend, he told me they were just close. There is much more to add, but I'll just end with this. I understand that some people are natural flirts, but Olivia doesn't act this way with any other guys in their group. Her personality is strong, and she's sarcastic and relentlessly teases them, but no touching, no cutesy act, none of the small, thoughtful gestures, and definitely none of the misty-eyed gazes. Some of the guys even jokingly complain that they're jealous that she only acts like a girl around Justin. Yesterday, after the cardigan thing, when Justin dropped me off, I asked him to talk because I've been growing more insecure about his friendship with Olivia. We talked in my apartment for around an hour, but didn't make much progress. Basically, he agreed not to meet Olivia alone, but said she was important to him, told me about things they helped each other get through in university, and made it clear he wanted her in his life. I tried to initiate intimacy with him after that, but he said he was tired and left. I cried afterward and called my older sister to talk about the situation. She told me that since Justin hasn't done anything to break my trust, I should continue trusting him, and that there's a reason he's with me and not Olivia. She also said that if he crosses the line, I need to be strong enough to leave him. I also called my best friend this morning. She, on the other hand, is convinced that Justin and Olivia were or are more than just close. She thinks I need to give him an ultimatum, choose the friendship or the relationship. Basically, I'm at a loss for what to do now. I love Justin and really think we have a future together, but this friendship with Olivia is driving me crazy. Is this just jealousy and insecurity, or do I really need to give him an ultimatum? I really like him, but I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable in this relationship as long as Olivia is a part of his life. Update 1. Thank you all for your replies. After reading your comments, reflecting on my post, and some self-reflection, I realized that a lot of the issue stems from my insecurities and fears about what could be happening or what may happen in the future. I don't know why it's been so hard for me to stop rationalizing these fears and accept that they're not indicative of what's actually happening. That said, while I realize many of the points of discomfort I felt are purely due to my gut feelings, there are still several things Olivia does with my boyfriend that are personally not okay with me. I understand that it was wrong of me to even entertain the thought of asking Justin to distance himself from her. But at the same time, if they're really that close and nothing more than platonic feelings are being shared, I believe 1. My boyfriend shouldn't have a problem establishing, within reason, boundaries with a female friend whose behavior makes his girlfriend uncomfortable, and 2. That female friend should understand and respect those boundaries. I understand that some of the things that bother me, like her cute act or affectionate gestures, might just be part of her personality towards him, and I'll probably just have to suck it up and deal with it. But, for me, it's within reason for him to ask her to cut out the intimate physical stuff, like back hugs, grabbing his arm incessantly, brushing his hair and face, clothes, etc. Justin and I haven't talked much today, but I'm meeting him later tonight, and I will tell him exactly what I've written above. I'm not going to ask him to stop being friends with her, and I'm not going to ask him to distance himself from her. I'm also going to ask him to clarify some things for me, like the extent of their physical relationship or if there's any romantic history between them that I'm unaware of. Some people might have a problem with this, but I think that given the nature of their relationship and the fact that they see each other so often, he should be transparent about it. I think this conversation will help me decide whether a compromise can be made and I can learn to deal with their friendship in a healthy way, or if I will have to do the hard thing and walk away, which I really don't want to do. Update 2. I met Justin that night, intending to tell him that I was wrong for wanting him to distance himself from Olivia. However, I also wanted him to ask her to tone down the physical intimacy and to disclose the extent of their past relationship, i.e. how far their physical relationship had gone, or if either of them had confessed romantic feelings. This was something I had previously wondered about but always avoided asking. That talk didn't go as planned at all. I thought he would understand my concerns and be honest about his feelings, but instead, he stonewalled me, was super rude, and acted like a complete asshole. As soon as I brought up Olivia, he laughed, shook his head, and asked, "Are you really gonna do this crap again?" I tried my best not to get emotional and just explained my point of view, but the whole time he leaned his head against the wall, avoided eye contact, and played with his earrings. When I asked if he understood my feelings and was okay with what I was asking, he smiled sarcastically and said, "Of course, honey," in a fake tone. He became extremely angry when I asked if they had hooked up before. His exact words were, "You haven't even been my girlfriend for a year. If you think you're entitled to know every little detail from my past, shaft yourself." He walked out after saying that, and I cried. He had never spoken to me like that or expressed anger toward me before. I was shocked, hurt, and angry. It was obvious he was hiding something. I didn't know if something had happened between them or if he had feelings for her, but I wanted to talk with him again. So, I messaged him, telling him I wasn't trying to make him mad, but that I felt we needed to talk again. He didn't reply to my messages that night, and the next morning, he still hadn't responded. I never thought I'd do this, but I sent Olivia a message asking to meet for coffee. Surprisingly, she answered almost immediately and agreed to meet that afternoon. When we met, I told her about my feelings regarding their relationship, how Justin had reacted the other night, and straight up asked if there were any romantic feelings between them. She admitted that she has feelings for Justin, but that it was complicated. She said she loves him and hates him at the same time. She told me I should leave him, and that she wasn't just saying that because she wanted to be with him instead of me, but because Justin has always been a player, charming and leaving girls for years. She said she had waited for him to change, knowing she could never truly be happy staying by his side as a friend, and that she should leave him too, but couldn't. I thought she might try to BS me, but she seemed sincere while saying these things. I asked her about the extent of their past relationship, and she told me that she had been attracted to Justin from the moment they met at university. However, Justin had a long-distance girlfriend at the time. After he broke up with her, he and Olivia grew closer. Justin had some problems, she wouldn't tell me what they were, that he confided in her about, which led to them kissing one night and eventually having intimacy. It was her first time. She confessed her feelings to him, but he said he didn't want their friendship to be affected if the relationship didn't work out. They were on and off friends with Bits throughout college. During that time, Justin had a handful of short-lived relationships, and he cheated on one of his girlfriends with Olivia. She claimed they hadn't had intimacy since he started dating me, though I'm unsure what to believe. After they graduated, their friend group rented a vacation house on an island. One night, their friend Ashley walked in on them in the bathroom. Justin told Ashley it was a drunk mistake, which hurt Olivia deeply, and she refused to speak to him for weeks. After being ignored, Justin apologized, told her he had feelings for her, and they went on a few secret dates. However, Justin never committed to a relationship and backtracked, saying he was confused about his feelings and not ready for anything serious. From that point on, they resumed being friends with Bits until Justin met me. I was a little confused and skeptical about why she was telling me all this, so I asked if she had any proof. She searched through chat logs and showed me multiple messages of him booty calling her. She started to get emotional and told me that Justin has amazing qualities but also has deep personal issues that he refuses to address, which prevent him from being a good partner. When I asked her what she meant, she wouldn't elaborate, but I could tell she cares about him a lot. She has remained single this whole time and likely passed on many opportunities for a happy relationship, all while waiting for Justin, who can't even admit he has feelings for her. Despite my initial feelings toward her, I began to sympathize. It sounds like Justin put her through a lot of crap, gave her false hope, and took it away, yet she always stayed by his side. Before we left, she told me not to worry about her being thrown under the bus because she was planning to tell Justin herself that she had told me everything. She said she wanted him to be mad at her. Later that night, Justin called me and tried to explain himself, but I broke up with him. I cried on the phone. I didn't want to end things, but I knew it was the right decision for me. Regardless of what was true or false about his past, it was just too much drama for me to handle, and his reaction when I initially tried to talk scared me. He didn't try to fight for me or ask me to stay. We just sat in silence on the phone for a while before he hung up. It's been about 2 weeks since then. I know Justin was probably bad news and that it was only a matter of time before he broke my heart, but I still feel devastated. I'm just starting to get back into my normal routine, but sometimes it's so hard to get out of bed. I think about Justin every day. It's like the more time I spend away from him, the more I think about the good things we had together. I miss his smell, his laugh, his touch, and just being with him. Part of me hoped he would reach out, but he hasn't. I met Olivia again last week, and she told me that Justin wasn't talking to her anymore and that it was probably a good time for her to move on. Yeah, right? Last night, I saw Olivia upload a coupley picture of her and Justin on Instagram. They were in a nightclub or some dark place, he had his arm around her, holding a drink, and she was sipping from the straw. I know it was a mistake not to block or unfollow Justin and his friends. After seeing that, I blocked and unfollowed them all. That's partly what inspired me to post an update. I don't know if Olivia played me, or if Justin is working his magic on her again, but I just feel awful. It hurts, but I know these people would have been toxic for me if I had stayed with him. It just hurts so much more than I had imagined. Thanks for the help.